Howdy, 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 my name's Anashi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap FriendSim. Look at that wiggle. First things first, I apologize for this not going up last Monday. Because initially I was just going to take Monday off for Memorial Day, but I had kind of burnt myself out the week prior, so I just took a whole week off, and I didn't even announce it either. I just wasn't up to recording anything, not even a dumb little update video. So, that being said, it's looking like I'm just now starting Volume 4 a few days before Volume 5 comes out, if that continues to be a thing. But in the meantime, I still don't actually know anything about Volume 4. Other than this picture here. I have not kept up with anybody else playing it, I have not researched it, I just bought it and then was going to play it, and everything I see here is just what I'll see. So, fresh from your most recent bout of gratuitous bodily injury and touching scenes of camaraderie, you soldier on. You've had a few setbacks, made a couple of silly choices. Boy, do things just keep happening. But let nobody say that you, the main character, are incapable of growth and change. You have made sure not to be caught in the wilderness near dawn again. You have made your way back to civilization. You can't wait to discover what new adventures await you. Adventures like friendship. Okay, so he looks like he might be a little uncomfortable, and he looks like he's a straight up asshole. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. So let's start with Tagora Gorjek, because he looks just like completely conniving. And he just seems to really like planes. You wander down the street in a not too demolished looking part of town, but you don't really take much of it in. You're not looking where you're going. This is an elementary mistake, especially on a planet where everything that exists seems to be on a spectrum of engineered specifically for murder to could be a weapon in a pinch. But you got a lot on your mind. And now, as the car, these guys probably have some ridiculous word for it, but you haven't learned it. You hadn't noticed, slams into you, sending you flipping head over feet. You add a few new concerns to your list, to your bones and organs. The sound of the driver yelling, "Watch where you're going, lump squirt chugger!" fades as they drive away, and you assess your situation. You stretch each limb in turn, which, you gotta say, doesn't feel great. You've landed in a bush which is covered in sharp spines. Your arms and legs all still work though, and when you do an experimental cough, no blood comes out. Pretty lucky, you think. You may have redefined what luck means by this point in your journey, but you'll take what you can get. You don't figure that luck will extend to the driver turning around to help you out of this bush, your gaze meeting and sparking an immediate and intense connection that leads to a beautiful lifelong friendship, but you let yourself hope. After a few minutes of struggle, the answer to your comradely daydreams comes into focus above you. A figure outlined by the spiny leaves of your plant prison and the glow of the moons. The troll that you see isn't the driver of the car, but you don't care. Your heart is beating wildly with your continued lucky streak. Hello. What's this up here? You seem to have fallen victim to a colliding scamper with that scuttle buggy over there, or back there. What? Have you contacted your personal legislator? If not, I'd like to offer my services. My name is Tagora Gorjek, but please call me Gorgor. I'm here for you, for a nominal fee, of course. He pulls a business card from his sleek teal vest and offers it to you with a precise flick of the wrist. His claw beds are perfect. You try to sit up, but buoyed by this offer for assistance. He's some type of doctor, maybe? Or lawyer? It doesn't matter, really, because he said he was here for you! Those words go right ahead and burn themselves into the softest chamber of your heart. You start telling him your plight thus far, reaching up through the brambles towards the beacon of hope. This guy seems trustworthy, and that's not just your lack of options talking, you swear! As you shift, the moonlight shines on you. He steps back, briefly dropping the card. The one eye that's not covered by a swoop of product-infused hair opens wide. He recovers, smoothing his hands down his chest and straightening up, clearing his throat as you continue to explain. You're what? Oh yes, an alien. I knew that. I've done work with aliens before, so your situation shouldn't be an issue at all. 200 alien legislation stipend. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be represented by me. In fact, we may be able to use this in our favor for a larger cash settlement. It all depends on our angle. Here, try moving your chug column. Whatever that means. You aren't sure why this is necessary, but you wiggle your torso hoping that's right. You've never wanted anything more in your meager existence than to follow this specific directive perfectly. No, not that. You add a little hip jiggle. Not so much that he might think it's a come on, but enough to say, hey, I'm friendly and I know what the fuck I'm doing. No, The thing that holds up your think pen. Work with me. Confusion and emolument? You continue what you hope is part of a troll friendship ritual, shimmying various parts of your anatomy deeper into the bush until you get to your neck and he clasps his hands together. There we go. That one hurt, didn't it? Definitely a case of column snap, which can get us a decently hefty restitution. Your neck feels fine, or it doesn't hurt any more than the rest of you, but you give him what you hope is a convincingly painful nod of agreement. Of course, you will need to front the initial laceration costs. We may also have to injure you further to ensure our case is convincing, but you gotta break a few cluck piece embryos to make a grublet, as you well know. Initial costs. Yes, I think we may make a mutually beneficial team if you're willing to do what it takes to bring about the justice you deserve. So what do you say? How would you like to help me help you? He's actually talking really fast, and you're not sure... Okay, so I guess I should speak faster instead of suave. And you're not sure exactly what to think about your lack of funds, or the idea of breaking any more bones. But that smile is sharp and shiny and pointed right at you. You want more of it. I feel like the pro bono work is going to make it be a game over, but let's see how that goes. And then I can just do the talking the right way after it game overs. You thank him profusely for his offer to help and explain that while your situation hasn't exactly left you very rich, you'll pay him back in glorious friendship, the most infinite of resources. You laid on thick. He seems like a guy who can appreciate a good deal when he sees one, and you can't imagine a better deal than this. You reach both arms up, waiting for him to scoop you out of this paid plant like the gentle baby you are. Sorry, I don't do charity. That's a shame too. I was hoping working with an alien might make for a more interesting day than usual. You're not worth it. He turns on his heel and walks away, his high ponytail swishing behind him. Friendship is not a currency. Sounds about right? Sounds about right. Okay, let's get back in there. Volume 4. Skibbity-beep-beep-beep-beep-beep-beep-bow. Friendship. Torjak. Fast forward back to that choice. It's going back to the choice, right? Okay. Tell him about the heaps of money you definitely have. You mentioned how incredibly loaded you are, and how core to your sense of values it is to pay well for good work. That's what we call good business. Now, get up out of that prickle front and let's get you presentable. He watches you flail a few times before he sighs, unbuttons his sleeves and rolls them up to his elbows. Each fold is crisp and even. It takes a while, but you're good at being patient. There's a 12% cost increase for instances of manual labor. It'll all be explained in your bill. Manual labor hike. It's itemized. I'm sure an alien of means such as yourself will be able to handle it. You take his hand and he pulls you up and out of the bush. It's kind of a rough job. He's not as strong as he looks, you guess. He glares at you like he's daring you to say shit about it, and you're a quick learner. He cuts you off mid-thank you. My office isn't far from here. We can go there to get things started. And by things, I absolutely mean get you clean and sign a lot of vaguely worded yet stringently binding documents. He walks with a purpose. You shake off the floor stuck in your various body parts and do your best to catch up. From the outside, his office basically just seems like his hive. You've learned a thing or two during this shitstorm of a cultural exchange, though. You gotta play it cool when a potential friend invites you home. You never know what cages or monsters or methods of evisceration they might have laying around, and you want to prepare for a nice chill look on your face for whatever carnage you're about to be confronted by. It doesn't work. Your face falls to bewildered hell when you walk inside because it's all chrome and glass and broad white walls in there. Oh, he has a ferret! Or a weasel. I'm not sure if it's a ferret or a weasel, but it's adorable! It's like you bought the fanciest looking crate and barrel display room you could find down to the last useless minimalist accessory and then never sat down in it. It's Lussus, a ferret, hey! It's chilling up on an enormous silver thing that's halfway between a throne and a play tower. Everything is clean and bright and at perfect right angles, and you don't see any weapons anywhere. I mean, a lot of these pointy things could be weapons. It's fucking creepy. You ask him if he just moved in, because polite conversation seems like maybe the best thing you can do, in the absence of something specific to focus your fear on. You're just sort of a little afraid of everything. You're not paying me to learn my life story unless you'd like to. In that case, no, I've lived here most of my life. I'll go ahead and add that to your bill. Life story installment. You stare at one of the chairs. Should you sit in it? By all means, do not make yourself at home. Let it head straight to my ablution trap while I prepare our contract. You really want to connect with this guy, and you like how you just vibed there, where you were thinking about sitting your bedraggled ass in his fancy chair, and he could totally tell you were thinking it, but You don't want to be friends badly enough to walk straight into something that has the word trap right there in its name without at least pondering it for a second. You've become savvier during all of this. No entrapment, please. You tell me you would rather stay away from any and all traps if that's alright. You mentioned that you think that's the better move for both of you? Something tells you that this guy wants to know what's in it for him. Probably all the times he's said explicitly that. You do have that vibe going after all. He taps a claw on his chin and looks you up and down. He takes his time. You try not to blush, no matter how exacting his gaze is. You present a solid case. Your whole look is more than a bit repellent, but it may make the pitiable lost alien angle more emotionally effective if you still look like you just got run over. Frown. It takes you a second to realize he didn't just say his physical or emotive response instead of doing it with his face. He's giving you a direction. You stick out your lower lip and try to look as pathetic as possible. Yes, this is really working for me. It's awful. Completely repugnant. Pugnancy payment. Pugnancy. Your general squalor should function as a simple manipulation tactic, no matter which direction I decide to spin it. The praise makes it hard to keep frowning, but you do your best to keep it up. You even hunch over a bit and shamble a few meager steps towards him. Great! Yes! That's enough, no need to come any closer. Seriously, you smell terrible. Okay then, we'll skip the hygiene and get straight to the best part. Bureaucracy. Stay right there, and don't get any of your crusty alien orifices near my decor. I'll go print out our contract and we can move on. Reimbursement for ink. Reimbursement. You pretend you're a statue while he types things, then prints the typed things, then staples the printed things. His ferret Lesson stares at you with beady interest. You stare back, completely motionless. You wonder how often Gorgor has friends over. He brings the packet over to you and hands you a pen. Read this, or don't. Sign it either way. It's a standard legislator agreement, tweaked a bit to accommodate your particular situation. You know, you agree to submit your testimony to be judged and will accept whatever subjugulation you receive. You recognize that any potential winnings are to be remitted to me for processing through a local account before your portion can be dispensed to you. In the event of your calling, I will act as executor of your accounts. Blah blah, same old bitches. I'm sure it's the same where you're from. These are stars. There are stars at each place you are to initial. Shrunken text expense. That sure was a lot of stuff that you just got told real fast. You were trying to listen, really, but he winked at you early on in his monologue and it was really distracting because you couldn't stop thinking about if you could incorporate a wink into a secret handshake, maybe. Anyway, regular legal jargon, yeah, just like all the times you click to say you've read all the terms and conditions on any harmless old social media app, that stuff never ends up being relevant. You show off your exquisitely polished John Hancock as many times as it takes. Excellent, excellent, everything's in order then. Are you ready to head out? Oh, like, now? Now? You're not ready? Do you look roughed up enough? Will your bones need to go through any more ordeals? What's a subjugulator? Does Tagura... No, sweet dog, like the one you're fucking in, as they say. Swear jar. Pardon the language, it's an idiom. It means it's time to fucking go. Let's watch the fucking language. You follow him out as apprehensively as you followed him in. As you retrace the path you took not too long ago, it occurs to you to wonder where this glorious feat of justice is going to take place and, like, if anyone is going to subpoena the asshole to hit you. Is that even a thing here? You skip up to match Tagor's pace and ask. There's no real need for you to worry about that. It's for me to deal with. I saw the perpetrator, of course. If it seems prudent to pin the crime on them when the time comes, I'll have more than enough credible evidence to condemn them. Their blood cash should be sufficient, but it seems worth it to call in their dented scuttlebuggy. I can certainly do that as well. Bonus for potential frame job. Of course, that's not the only way we can spin this. It may not be necessary to involve them at all. Don't bother worrying about that either. You definitely still worry about that, but you nod and keep walking like you're not bothered. You want to match his level of easy confidence. It's almost comforting to be around it now that you've spent some time with him. It's simple. You're still basking in the ease of being told what to do when the whole vibe flips over on its ass so fast you feel like it felt like ice down your back. Look at Tagora first. He stopped walking and his posture has somehow get straighter. Even his cute little ponytail thing looks more alert. He's staring at the approach of another troll, a blue guy. You know that means high blood, but not much else about what that entails, aside from what you're picking up from the full hair-on-end cat reaction from old Gorgor next to you. Pleasant evening, sir. His voice gets somehow sweeter and more professional at the same time. You recognize what he's feeling because you felt it before yourself the whole time you've been on this godforsaken planet. A deep, all-consuming thirst for approval. He's gunning hard for business boy friendship. The high blood, however, is not. At first you think he might be chill because the smile gets huge, and hell if you don't love getting smiled upon. You start to introduce yourself until Tagore shoots you a be cool look. It's then that you learn that this guy's smile is not the nice kind. What's this? He asks. Gore picked up a little friend. It's not... We have a working relationship. You try not to let his dismissal of your friendship sting. You're not there yet. It's okay. You want to be helpful, so you put on your best injured face and start hobbling it around in a circle, twisting your neck at the most grotesque angle you can manage without actually hurting yourself. You groan pitifully about all your bones. Alright, your booming drone pursuing business. This, client you have here looks extra shitty. Good luck getting anything good for whatever this mutant is that you scraped up from the Grizzlegate. If you take a moment to consider the potential... The blue guy rolls his eyes and keeps walking, elbowing his way right between the two of you on his way past like you're nothing. Tagore freezes. His eyes stay fixed ahead of him, where the blue guy was just standing. It's like he hasn't processed the movement yet, even though he just got knocked back a few steps in his wake. He starts shaking. Yikes, that was, tense. You want to say something reassuring to Tagore, but he has kind of ascended to another plane of existence. Maybe a reassuring pat on the shoulder will help diffuse the mood? You put a ginger hand in the mere vicinity of his body, he whirls to face you, eyes narrowed and breathing heavy. You snatch your hand back fast. Mistake! Do you have any idea how rare that networking opportunity was? Do you realize what you... Damages for a slide down antisocial ladder? No, of course you don't. You don't know anything. You're just a weird little hornless thing who doesn't even know how to cross a fucking street. Return of Swear Jar. He starts laughing all high-pitched and weird. Up until now he seems so slick, so unflappable. That Gore is hard to reconcile with the one pacing back and forth, hollering and grabbing at his face. He's pretty goddamn flapped. Oh boy, you really screwed up, huh? Maybe your busted neck routine was not convincing enough, or too convincing? Either way, you figure now might be the time to bow out before this scene really blows up. You tell him so. Your neck is fine, look! You headbang a bit to prove it. No, a deal is a deal is a deal. He breathes in slowly through his nose. Alright, Gore, remember your mantra. He closes his eyes. After an awkward minute of watching him whisper something unintelligible to himself, he opens them and immediately starts up that bonkers pace again, so you skedaddle to catch up. He keeps talking, though by now he's just talking to himself, with you as an eavesdropping barnacle with really slow legs. Little manic giggles bubble out in between his sentences. We're headed toward justice, alright. Keep walking, we're seeing this through. I've got a bottom line to uphold. Okay, not bad. Maybe things are still cool between you. Maybe this lawyer-client relationship still has a chance to blossom into something more. You venture a friendly type topic and ask him about his mantra. He stops walking and looks at you like you shat on his Les's grave. You don't just ask someone what their mantra is. Mantra request forfeiture. Maybe not so cool. He shivers, spooked, and turns his stanky stare from you to the path you're on. After a moment, he smooths back all the hairs he shook out of place during his freak-out, pivots and turns down a side street. Anyway, as I was about to say, there are many ways to fulfill the terms of our contract. I was hoping this would lead to a more stimulating evening. I was prepared to get into it with you. For you. But it has become clear that this partnership is no longer worth the work. Especially now that I will have to consider the significant career setback I just experienced at your feckless hand. So instead of wasting any more of my time, or yours, let's just take a shortcut to the same end result, sparing us both the agony of enduring a long court battle in the proximity of one another. Here's your verdict. You're guilty. Guilty verdict immersement. Guilty? Wait, wasn't it supposed to be the other way? Other guys on trial? You look around, panic rising in your chest. Oh, don't tell me. You don't know how the legal system works either. Unsurprising and uninteresting. Oh, this is bad. You've been so caught up in watching him talk that you didn't notice him guiding you straight to the shittier part of town. You know the part that's all half-demosh hives and creepy noises and drones flying around. Drones like the one that turns to notice you when Tagore Whistle snaps his fingers and points right at your head. Hey, big guy. Over here. One extremely malformed and unviable troll. Just the way you like it. You shouldn't feel surprised at this betrayal, maybe, but you do, for a second anyway. Then you focus on yelling and scanning for possible debris to hide under. Tagore starts backing away as the drone gets closer. There's a sewer the next street over. You probably won't make it. But if you do, check your pocket. Dues specified for bad end. I don't understand why this is what not taking a bath led to, but I guess we're gonna go ahead and take the fucking bath. Okay, volume 5. Friendship. Okay, Tagora. Skippity-doo-dah. Not sure why I'm all hiccupy. Heaps of money. Keep it moving. Take a goddamn bath. You were more than a little concerned about the trap part of the instruction you just received, but hey! Jeez, sorry. My ability to speak seems to want to die. But hey, at least a trap you know about is better than one you don't. And with everything else you can see so freaky, can see so freaky pristine, he has to be hiding some evil somewhere. Wonder if it's a dungeon. A dungeon could be cool. Apologies for dying. The ferret bounds down off its pedestal and jerks its head for you to follow it. You do, because it seems like a regular thing to do when Tagora is busy on his computer. It leads you to a bathroom, which is just as fancy and clean as everything else you've seen. Celestis chitters at you for a second, squirms its big noodle body around and leaves, shutting the door behind it. You wait a second till it's probably gone before you test the handle. It's unlocked. Huh. You wonder what the point or, motive might be for leading you to this room until you turn to see yourself in the mirror. That is some haggard-looking stuff right there, so... fair. You're flying by the seat of your pants, but you guess you're maybe supposed to take a bath? If not, and he gets pissed and unleashes the ferret on you, at least you'll meet your maker nice and clean. You expect some indiscernible goo or blood or something to come out of the faucet in the weird lumpy tub, but thankfully it's just water. Once you're in, you take a look at the truly inordinate amount of bath products you have at your fingertips. There are 3 shelves of little bottles and soaps and unidentifiable lathers, some accessories by the tub alone. There's even more by the mirror. It's shiny too. The labels are all gibberish, of course, but you sniff a few until you find something flowery and go to town. You take more time than you should in there, but you haven't experienced a moment of luxurious solitude in a bit. Full-time friendship searching can be difficult work. It's good to recharge. Once you're freshly scrubbed and dried, you slather yourself head to toe with some lotion you find in an iridescent vial. Yobi won't mind you using it. He wants you to be presentable, and this stuff is sparkly. You're starting to feel rejuvenated as hell. Ready to knock this friendship stuff right out of the park. You leave your dirty, torn-up clothes on the floor, wrap yourself in one of the many satin bathrobes folded on a shelf, and head back out to find Tagora. He's standing in his foyer, waiting with the contract he typed up for you. When he sees you, his eyebrow ticks up. I see you went with the Rainbow Drinker Serum full body application. Bold choice. I mean, it's an incredibly rare and expensive product, and I do expect to be remunerated. What the fuck word is that? Remunerated. But I won't lie, it works. Crush Fresh Handmade Troll Cosmetics. $15,000. Yeah, sure, that stuff. You don't want to let on that you don't know what it is, since he seems impressed. Instead, you give his eagle a little stroke and tell him you hadn't seen such a sumptuous array of self-care accoutrements in so long that you couldn't help yourself. Not everyone takes skincare as seriously as they should. I assumed you were taking forever there because you gotten lost or didn't know how to use the ablution trap. I hadn't considered the possibility that you were just doing your regimen. Noted. Rebate for impeccable skincare. You hold out your arms to admire the well-hydrated sheen you have going on. This time you're not really even bullshitting, it just does actually look pretty good. Tagora seems like he's struggling. He keeps opening his mouth to say something, then changing his mind. He's clutching the documents in his hand like a flotation device. He looks down at them, then back at you. I typically only use that particular product to highlight my cheek blades. There's no real reason you shouldn't apply it more liberally, especially if cost isn't an issue. It's certainly a little drastic for my personal style, but there is a certain unorthodox glamour to it. The next bit looks like it hurts him a bit to get out. Would you like to step outside to see the full effect? You bet your ass you would! You're curious about what he means by effect, and this seems like more fun than signing stuff. He places the documents down on his desk like they're made of glass, not paper. He looks up at his left, so just sort of tilts his head to the side. You look away and give them privacy to do whatever eyeball communication is going on. After a bit, Tagora clears his throat and heads towards the door. You don't comment on the bluish flush in his cheeks? For all the shift in his demeanor, he still seems like he might kick you out on your ass if you tried to get too feelingsy with him. You start to glow as soon as you step back out into his dark front yard. Not in a light bulb kind of way, but in a subtle ethereal luminescence. What is this stuff? Now that is a look. I mean, there's still the unfortunate issue of your hornlessness and overall aberrance, and the fact that you're still wearing my ablution robe. Ablution robe rental fee, but it's cutting edge, I'll give you that. You almost look like a real one. You don't know what that means, but you want to roll around eternally in the praise part. You ask if the look will help your case. Oh, right, your case, of course. He bites his lip and looks back through the window at the papers sitting on the desk where he left them. You hope he still wants to represent you, or at least that he'd want to hang out even if he wasn't going to. You don't even get a chance to prod, though, because right then someone rounds the corner on the sidewalk in front of his hive. Tagora's face immediately shudders into its usual simpering mask. There's an edge of panic around his eye, though. Huh. Wow, Gorzek, what have we here? It's a blue-themed troll, which if you remember means he's a fancier guy than Tagora. He's grinning like troll Christmas came early. You can feel Tagora vibrating out of his skin next to you. Who even is this guy? When he gets close enough to get a good look at you, he jumps and screeches, "What the bulge boiling fuck?" Tagora's frozen, the corner of his mouth pulled back to show his teeth. The new guy is ignoring him in favor of noticing that you're dressed in Tagora's monogram leisure wear, if his look of fascinated horror is anything to go by. You don't really know what makes you do it. You should wait for Tagora to get himself together and do the talking, but you're riding the high of him almost seeming like he was enjoying your company. Plus, nothing boosts confidence like looking like a beautiful spooky angel. So you toss your head. One of your best fancy guy wants to say what? You'd never seen a real one before. You're placing all your chips on this guy and knowing something you don't, but when his eyes get huge and he starts mumbling over himself to back away down the sidewalk, you know it's paid off. Tagora blinks, then jumps right in, picking up directly where you left off. Surely someone as well-informed as yourself knows a rainbow drinker when he sees one. Blue Guy doesn't respond with anything more coherent than a string of yelps as he hightails it back the way he came. When he's gone, you turn to Tagora and ask him super casually what a rainbow drinker is. He stares at you in stunned silence. Are you telling me you didn't know? You nod. And that you ran with it anyway, exploiting the fear you picked up on to turn the tide of a delicate encounter to your favor? You shrug. You guess so. You tell Tagora you hope his friend wasn't too freaked out. Friend? No, I hate that guy. There's simply times when being liked by your betters is helpful. Though technically, fearing me is just as good. Better, maybe. So, you know... Thank you. Tagora's laugh is soft. It's not a sound you expected to hear. He's happy because of something you did! You can't help it, you start laughing too. That was a bit of a rush, wasn't it? It was almost fun. I certainly didn't see it coming anyway. I underestimated you. He gives you an appraising look, then takes a deep breath. You're so nervous all of a sudden. You feel imbalanced on the precipice of what he might be about to say. From one prevaricator to another, I'll let you in on something. I haven't actually encountered an alien before. Surcharge for truth reveal. Oh, sweet relief. You tell him his act was airtight. And as long as everyone's doing the truth thing, you admit that you lied a bit too. You aren't actually rich. Yes, that's clear now. You have the invaluable ability to fake it, though. That's potentially much better. Why don't we put your case on hold for the time being? You wouldn't have enjoyed the outcome of our legal system anyway. Preemptive interest on held suit. We can find alternate means of you working off your debt. I think we may make a better team than I previously anticipated. With our wits combined, we can tackle bigger and better things than traffic injuries. He flexes his hand at his side, and then in one swift and decisive moment, he extends it to you. On his face is something close to an honest-to-God, real-ass smile. I've never actually formed a legitimate partnership of any sort before, but I believe this is how it's done. What do you say? The glow in your heart shines brighter than any expensive and still kind of mysterious lotion. You take his hand in your firm, no-nonsense grasp of pure and inexorable joy and shake it. Friendship! Just sign here. Okay, so he's not completely terrible, but he certainly had his moments of being pretty up there on the terrible front. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. I don't actually remember how many episodes of this there have been. If this is volume 4, then this should be episode 7. I was thinking of doing an extra long episode to do both parts of volume 4 in it to make up for having not done anything last week, but I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to do episode 2 tomorrow instead of Dreamkeepers. And just put episode 5 of Dreamkeepers off by another week. So, I think I already said what my name is, as if y'all didn't know. If you liked it, a like and subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you don't need to do either one of those things, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later!